Hello and welcome back to another Star Wars Minute. It's your daily show in which we analyze, scrutinize, and celebrate solo a Star Wars story 1 minute at a time. I'm Alex Robinson, and my website is alexrobinson.fun.
I'm Pete the Retailer, and my website is petetheretailer.fun.
I'm John Mathot. I am an assistant director on the upcoming season of Futurama, coming to Hulu 2023.
Fun. Thanks for coming back on the show and closing out the week with us.
Very happy to be here.
We're talking about minute 105, which makes sense because yesterday was 104. Today is 105. 105 starts with Bobias Tekkit telling Han that there's a lot of ways Han's plan could go south. It's dicey. And it ends a minute later with Bobias Tekkit telling Han that he heard Bobias Tekkit is telling Han that he heard about a big gangster on Tatooine that he wants to go work for. Big shot gangster. More choice of words.
Is it Billy Joel? It's Billy Joel.
Billy Joel. Where's B.I.G.?
So there's a lot of ways it could go south.
Yeah. I was just looking that up.
Yeah, I looked up and where the origin of the expression comes from, and there doesn't seem to be any clear. I was worried it was a, maybe a dark part of American history that we don't want to go into.
Yeah.
But it's the two leading theories are that it was apparently the indigenous people who lived on this continent before the Europeans got here. They would say, oh, when someone's soul goes south, that means that they've died. So that's one version of it. Another version of it is that it is there's a British expression, "go west," that they would say when they would say, "Oh, what happened to your friend Tom? Oh, he went west," meaning he died because the sun sets in the west. Makes sense if you're in the UK. There's nothing but ocean, to the west of you. So. But in America, when you say if someone said he went west, that in America, west means opportunity and a new lifestyle and a kind of a second chance.
Things are looking up for him. He went west.
So so I guess they changed it to go south because like stock charts and things down is generally a bad indicator.
It's funny how you look that up because I had never thought about that because when I was a kid. I took that expression to mean south as in hell, as in it's gone to hell.
That's a good way too. I like that.
And of course, hell is canon.
Yeah,
in Star Wars.
Yeah. I like your version better. Let's go with that one. That's the.
It's a little less difficult to explain to children, I suppose. That one.
Yeah, right. at least American, Western.
Yeah, unless of course that is predicating that there's a hell, and then if you want to, that means that you're right. Buying into organized religion, and that's a whole nother thing that's difficult for children.
But I was more curious about it in the context of the Star Wars universe because we have heard the North Ridge and things like that. We do know direction points do exist, but. In this kind of metaphorical sense, I thought it was kind of an interesting.
It is Earth colloquial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but again, maybe things are being translated into our language so we can understand it. So maybe they've just replaced it with an American English idiom because it says something else completely and different in basic.
Well, it makes sense. I'm sure even the Spanish translation I'm sure they don't say, or the French the Marauder translation, they probably don't say.
Let me see.
Go south. So I wonder what
if you give me a minute but talk for a minute while I do some Googling.
That is on the DVD. You can get subtitles. You can get Marauder, subtitles. Of course, Aurebesh, it's a little harder to read, but
does it have Chinese translated back into English?
One can only hope. One can only hope. No, or wait, cannot.
Do not want.
Do not want. That's what it was. How soon we forget.
Yes.
But Aurebesh actually is basic. Is that correct? Like, basic is the spoken word, but Aurebesh is the written word.
It's the Aurebesh is the lettering used.
Right. He says as he's wearing a T-shirt with Aurebesh for the YouTube viewers. I'm sure you can, depending on how quickly you can translate this. It says Rebel Scum. It's a Japanese hokusai style of Han and Chewie.
Nice. Very
nifty shirt. Pete, what do you got for us?
No, it's not working. I can't. I was trying to download the French subtitle track for Solo Star Wars Story.
I see.
And having trouble getting it. So
it is dicey.
Dicey. I see. I don't know why that reminds me of. There was my 15-year-old, of course, glued to TikTok. And I guess that perhaps you guys have heard of this. I guess there's a meme or something that's often edited into TikToks of Palpatine saying, "Do it." I guess that's a thing for the kids. And I only just became aware of that.
I like that.
And cause I think I said that and his eyes bugged out. And we're like, what is that? It's like, it's from Star Wars. Yeah, I know, but it's in every TikTok. It's the guy from Star. It's the Emperor. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, well, cool.
Well,
it was so strange. The Revenge of the Sith was definitely the most meme impacted. Like watching it after years of memes, like every scene is like, oh look, that's that's him about to go crazy with his lightsaber. That's him.
Yep. Or when they did the callback to the high ground, Henry also turned around and like, oh, the high ground. That's a meme. That's a meme. It's like, yeah, I know. Even I've seen that.
Yeah, dying of a broken heart. Everything in it is mematic.
I got the file, but I'm having trouble finding where we're at.
Yeah, we haven't talked about the minute yet.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're looking at that, if you need us to vamp a little further, I can give you my first note. So this is something like we were talking about yesterday about Chewie not being included in the conversation with Tekkit. Is that because this is when Han Solo says to Beckett, like, oh, but I need my partner. And I thought, like, oh, what would Chewie do if he heard it? Would Chewie hear that? Like, he would be like, maybe it's good that he doesn't have that long range hearing.
I do like that idea.
Very hurtful.
Of like him saying like, wow, I need my partner. And then Chewie just kind of like inching his way into frame there. Just like, with a smile, thumbs up.
Or he turns to the camera and he has a tear going down his cheek.
And then one of those hands from before comes in and wipes the tear.
Oh.
Although to be fair, they only just met. I wouldn't call them. I think it would be presumptuous if he referred to Chewbacca as his partner. You know what I mean? There's
the life debt thing, but I mean that's kind of one-sided at this point.
Right, but they didn't really go into. They didn't really. The life debt doesn't really seem to be a part of the. At least they have not. It was never spoken of in the film or anything.
Yeah, it's a little tacked on.
Yeah, not the way that even Jar Jar's life debt was. Was addressed.
Muy.
Yeah, so I don't think I felt the same way when he says, "Oh, I need my partner," and I was like, "Is he? Oh, he's not even referring to Chewbacca." But I don't think Chewbacca would think of him as a partner anyway. At this point. It's funny to imagine Han trying to glom himself onto Chewbacca, and Chewbacca, like, he's like the nerd loser, and Chewbacca's like, oh, this kid just won't keep saying. Han is the Luke to Chewbacca's Han Solo.
Like you were saying yesterday about, like, okay, let the kids talk about where we're going on vacation.
Yeah, exactly.
Chewie will take care of things.
I thought this scene had a very interesting. It's a situation we see Han Solo in other times, but this is kind of like a flip where Han is the one trying to convince Beckett to do the right thing, so to speak. And in a weird way, it reminded me of the scene where Luke is trying to get Han to rescue Leia in the Death Star, where because the way he says, like, oh, running, I thought you didn't want to run around, because I thought you'd like running. That's what he says to Beckett. And Beckett's like, well, I prefer it to dying. And it reminded me of Luke saying, I thought you didn't want to. I thought you wanted to go to fight. Now you just want to stay here and not, you know. And then Han says, marching at the detention area isn't what I had in mind. And so it's a kind of a similar.
By the way, you said that so much better. I remember them complaining about the actors complaining about that line. It's like, the way he wrote this. And I remember it's so clunky. Marching into the detention center.
Yeah, it's a very,
line. You said it better than Harrison Ford said it.
Yeah, well, thank you. I actually got Anson Endergott to dub that line there. So you couldn't even tell the difference.
That was really solid. He's a good mimic.
I'm back from my research trip, and the French in French he says it could turn bad, basically. So vraiment mal tourné. So it could really go wrong. So is what Google Translate does it as, but it looks like tourné, like turn bad, mal tourné. So
I wish every culture would put in their own, their own more regional colloquialism.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
If you're listening to this and you've seen the movie in a different language, tell us what he said. Actually, I probably have it in a different language.
That could really be boiled in oil or something.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. That's the
really
British.
Really freeze our turkey or something.
That's
that really freezes my turkey.
I think anytime I say goodbye to somebody for a good amount of time now, I might try to work this in. Be like, hey, if somehow you make it through this, you can find me on Tatooine. Just like throwing that in, it's a good I like it. I like it. Indicate it like, hey, babe, somehow you survived this. You could look me up on Tatooine. Like it's a good, it's a different thing than doing a.
Which is one of my notes here that I wrote: Tatooine, and then the greater than symbol, and then Jakku, because they were like in Force Awakens. I got such a kick out of Finn saying, "Why does everyone want to go back to Jakku?"
Right.
How everyone needed to go back to Jakku, and I mean, obviously they've even said it. It's like, the Force is strong with Tatooine, but like everyone wants to go back to this desolate planet. It's boilingly hot and it's horrible to be there, but you got to go.
Yeah.
It's part of the tradition of Star Wars.
Yes, absolutely. So Tatooine trumps Jakku. and then to that point, Pete, my note here, we should make about saying goodbye. I wrote, saying goodbye from really far away is like, if you'd like to say that, look me up on Tatooine. I would like to start saying goodbye to people as far away as Beckett was from Empty Nest. Yeah, like,
right. See ya.
Like, really, bye. Like, you're like 100 yards away. Goodbye.
One thing I don't understand is why are they saying goodbye? Like, don't they still have to wait for Dryden Voss to show up? And like, where is Tobias Beckett walking off to?
Yeah, his ship is gone.
Yeah, he doesn't. Well, no, he.
Did he show up? Didn't he show up on the Falcon?
They all came on the Falcon.
Yeah.
Right. They got there on they walked after the other ship. Did the other ship crash, or is that still there? The hauler that they stole from the Imperials. It didn't crash. They flew it there, and then they got out and they walked over to Dryden's place, right?
Wait, but this is a totally different planet than
oh, right.
We've never been on this planet before, so
right.
The only ship they would have would be the Falcon.
Yeah, then they all did get out there on the Falcon, but he can find
the writer just said Tobias Beckett exits. And then they're like, okay, great. Where's he going? Well, he exits, I guess.
He walks off the horizon and he's never seen again.
I got confused because earlier we found out that like several different scenes happen on Vandor that I thought were on different planets. And I'm like, every time we see Beckett, he's on Vandor, I guess.
This movie doesn't feel like a movie that takes place on different planets. It easily could be different biomes on the same planet.
It's New Zealand. It's the New Zealand of planets.
Yeah. Well, plus Enfys Nest and her gang don't strike me as like an interplanetary thing. They seem very like local. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
like, what do they take all their bikes and get on a big like a shuttle and go like it's like,
Yeah. But I do like that idea of like, there's like one like kind of surly truck driver who takes them place to place. Okay, kids, how'd it go? Did we? Oh no, we didn't. Well, okay, next time.
The tour
Where
bus
we headed?
driver, right?
Savarine, oh boy.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, I'm picturing her totally. She's like a female Dexter Jetster too. Like a lady Dexter Jetster driving a bus.
Like Large Marge.
Yeah, totally.
Pee-wee.
Who? What celebrity does the voice of this character? You want to go like Melissa McCarthy?
No.
You want to go more
like Margot Martindale from
Martindale, character actress Margot Martindale.
Yep, and I'm just thinking because I'm late to the party, but I'm watching American Crime Story Impeachment, and she's fantastic in that. She's this kind of flamboyant book publisher who worked with Linda Tripp, and like, hello, how are you? Never mind. So yeah, she would be great.
What about Dale Souls? She's an actress who's been in a handful of things. I was trying to look her up because I know the voice. She's got this very gravelly kind of like cigarette smoky voice. What else do we know her from? She
played Selma Diamond in Night Court.
Oh God, there was the woman who played. She was in two things. She was the pilot who owned the land in Perry Mason. And she has a voice like this. And she was also in Why Women Kill. She has this unbelievable. She sounds like Mercedes McCambridge, like just this wonderful cigarette smoking voice like this. That's really great. She's a wonderful actor.
I like that we've opened the week with Ernest Borgnine and we're closing things out with Perry Mason.
At least we're more like, well, this is the more recent Perry Mason.
Okay.
Or at least we're bringing it to the same decade.
Yeah.
But Dale Souls was on Orange is the New Black, but I think later seasons maybe she played Frida.
Oh, I think I know who that is. Was she the one who was like kind of the old salty, you know? And she was yeah. Oh, she's great.
Yeah, I think she would be a good.
And
you, John, you work with you deal with a lot of voice actors and stuff. Who are some vocal people you'd like to hear in a? They don't have to be voice actors, but you know, who are people you'd be like, oh, that would be that person would be perfect. They should play an alien in a movie.
That's a great question. Well, I mean, it's funny because a couple of them, like knowing that Phil LaMarr was in Book of Boba Fett and did just, you know, he's such a chameleon. He can do so much. His range is insane. He did once again, Ithorian in Book of Boba Fett. But let's see, someone who hasn't done a Star Wars voice, who's really great. There's an actor who I just absolutely love. I was fortunate enough to be the supervising director on Skylanders Academy for Netflix. And we hired, and why is the name escaping me right now? I was speaking about him earlier today. Now I'm going to have to do some Googling. But we needed a voice of a dragon. And there was, let's see, hang on one second.
Cumberbatch.
And he was, oh Lordy, give me 1 second. I will have it.
Sorry, okay. I'm gonna.
The actor's name is Jim Cummings, and we needed a dragon in Skylanders, and what made me think of him was he does the voice of Winnie the Pooh. Yeah. He's done, I think he's done like another one who has an unbelievable range. But what made me want to cast him is he did a voice in The Road to El Dorado. He did Cortez in The Road to El Dorado. And it's kind of hard to find the clip of him. It's just the lowest register I think you could possibly, when he's talking about finding, you know, the two main characters stowed away in a barrel. He goes, "We will go to Cuba and you will be flogged. And when we get to the mainland, by God, you will be flogged again." I'm doing it no justice, but he is astounding, and he would make a great Star Wars voice. Jim Cummings.
All right.
I
wonder if he's any. Do you know if he's done anything? Clone Wars, Rebels, any of that stuff? Or
he may have.
We're just assuming he has not, but yeah.
There's also an up and coming voice actor named Mark Hamill, I believe. It's I think he would make a good Star Wars voice.
From the Corvette Summer.
Yes, something like that.
He's Hondo. It looks like.
Mark Hamill is Hondo?
No. Jim Cummings.
Oh, Jim Cummings is Hondo. Well, he definitely is. That's a primo Star Wars.
He's already in. So
yeah.
So good. So that means you're right, though. That means you're good.
Yeah. Clearly, you saw something in him.
Of
Can I ask you guys a weird question? Have either of you guys seen Shampoo?
I've never seen Shampoo.
I could find some if you want some.
Are you kind of insulting us? Do we need to take showers?
No, have you guys ever seen a bar of soap?
As a kid, you'd read all the back of the Star Wars cards, and they have little bios on everyone, and they would mention Harrison Ford was in American Graffiti, and they would, say that Mark Hamill was at that point largely done a handful of TV roles, but they always talked about Carrie Fisher being in the Warren Beatty movie Shampoo. And I feel like Corvette Summer gets way more references than Shampoo does, and I've never seen Shampoo like on a Turner Classic Movies or streaming anywhere or anything. So I'm so curious, especially because it's Carrie Fisher right before Star Wars. So I'm surprised it's not more like a thing. But anyway,
Ashby movie with Julie Christie, Goldie Hawn. Yeah, Julie Christie.
I remember hearing about it as well. Like as a kid, and I'm like, wow, that sounds really cool. And I think that it was I was kind of a shyish kid, and I figured out that, like, oh, this is a rated R movie. Oh, I can't see that. But even in years later, I haven't seen it. I think it was cool.
Looks like
it's the jumper of the original trilogy.
No, I always get it confused. What's the other? What's the bomb? What's the Heaven Can Wait? No, I don't know.
Ishtar. Is it Ishtar?
Well, no, I love Ishtar.
He loves
it. I always get this confused with, I guess, other movies. I'm like, that's what that is, kind of a bad one or forgotten one, but commercially it was produced on a budget of $4 million. It grossed $49 million domestically, and this is in 1975. And it was the third highest grossing film of 1975, only behind Jaws and Cuckoo's Nest.
And yet it's completely vanished from the zeitgeist or from the...
Nominated for 4 Oscars that year. Actor, supporting actress, original screenplay, and art direction. It looks like, and it seems like it was one of those ones that might have aged well. Alex, you should totally. It's the Nixon. It's got stuff about Nixon in it.
You don't have to sell me on it.
I'm telling you. I think that's what it might have. I don't know.
You can rent it on YouTube Movies, apparently.
Oh, look at that.
You can also, apparently, some thoughtful person has excerpted all the Carrie Fisher scenes, which takes up to 5 minutes. So you can, if you want to just see the Carrie Fisher bits, it's on there.
This seems like it would be an Alex movie. Now you're going to be disappointed because it's a movie that is thematically has some Nixon in it. Apparently, it's more of a background thing, maybe, but it's got some Nixon in it. It's got Carrie Fisher in it, and apparently, during a party sequence, you hear Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band and Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. So it really is a nexus of
that's interesting.
All Alex realities. So
there was one that
you're going to go watch it, and you're going to like disappear into it, and I'll never see you again.
Where'd he go? Yeah, he's going to be in the movie, right?
I'm in Shampoo now. You'll watch the movie, you'll see me in the background.
I'm like, how did he do that? Is he coming back? There's a movie, this was posted on the internet a while back, and I'd never heard of it because, of course I'd heard about, the Big Red One and Corvette Summer and all the other Mark Hamill things, but only recently put up a movie. Did you know where there was a movie there was a TV movie from 1977 where Mark Hamill played basically a serial killer, a stalker killer. It's called The City. It's a TV movie from 1977.
Wow.
And the description is there's a little trailer for it, kind of like a best of greatest hits, like somebody edited together on YouTube. But basically, it's Mark Hamill plays a stalker for a country and western singer who stalks him because the country and western singer punched him in the face when he was a baby, and is intent on getting revenge for for this by killing him.
Wow.
I crap you nuts on that one.
It's like Batman.
It sounds like I'm making that up, but it is more than real.
Was this filmed in between Star Wars and Empire, and they were going through greater lengths to explain his car accident? They're like, yeah, he was punched in the face when he was a baby.
Yeah, that's why, somehow the scars just manifested themselves 20 years later. But no, I mean, that was like, because everything else he did, got, and, we would seek it out as fans, like, well, what else did he do? What else was he in?
Totally.
Yeah.
But The City, 1977. Look that one up.
Interesting.
Someone should really do, one of our enterprising young listeners should put together like a supercut of all Star Wars actors in smaller other roles that people might not,
Right. Well, hopefully this is where somebody who's listening to this links us to the place where somebody's already done that.
Yes,
right here in the, there you go. Put it in the links below.
No.
That's usually when I say, like, boy, I wish there was a supercut of blank. And then I realized that after I've already spoken, and it's like, why aren't I on YouTube where I can look at the thing that I wish that there was? It probably already exists.
Right. Yeah, I think we need to somebody should either Alexa or Siri or one of those. They need to change one of the wake words to "I wish," so that you could just be like instantly turn that into like, "Oh, I wish there was this," and then they would just start looking it up for you whenever you say that.
Mm-hmm.
Heck, why not just have, eventually the AI is going to be good enough where it's just going to be able to create it.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I wish there was a supercut, all the Star Wars roles working. Here is your supercut,
AI, could you please show me lightning striking parades?
Oh, now I want to see that.
I know.
I mean, I don't want to see it.
I go down a rabbit hole of lightning strike videos. That's one of my.
There you go.
They're very entertaining.
Well, do we have anything else about minute number 105 about the lightning striking now? Or, John, if you have anything, anything about the rest of the movie in general, you just want to get off your chest? Something you've been dying to talk about? Do you like Darth Maul's lightsaber?
I do like Darth Maul's lightsaber, especially how, most products, I'll say this about Darth Maul's lightsaber. Most products, if it's, you drop it, like, oh, it's broken now. That thing gets snapped in half and it's still working. That is a quality product. Yeah. I must say that about Darth Maul's lightsaber. And almost, even though it gets, lightsabered in half or forced in half, I can't remember exactly how initially it's broken in half. It almost like it was like, did he think about it ahead that it's designed that way? Okay, there's going to be 2 kyber crystals in each chamber. And if somebody decides to lightsaber it down the middle, it's still going to work, and I'll have 2, and that'll be really cool.
Mm. Yeah, so what's in the middle?
Yeah.
It should totally have like a little compartment of confetti in there, so when it slice through it, it'd be like, I don't even care. Yeah, exactly.
Happy birthday.
I like it.
That's what I have to say about Darth Vader's lightsaber. And the rest of the movie, there were, one of the things I really appreciate about this movie is there was a lot of cool droids in this movie.
It's true. Yeah. Do you like L3?
I did like L3. I thought L3 was very cool. And I even liked, I know some people have problems with it. You guys covered this in previous episodes. L3's consciousness in the Falcon. I thought that was pretty cool.
All right.
It's an interesting thing, and I would much rather, as we've said, even though there's things to talk about, there's benefits. Sometimes it's creepy, sometimes it's a cool, and that's why it's cool to put the pieces together. But also, I'm glad they're doing new things. So
yes,
I like when Star Wars goes new places. Somebody please make a supercut of me saying that, interspersed with me saying I like it. Well, why didn't we have familiar things in this episode? So make me contradict myself.
We are Star Wars fans, so that we are entitled to totally contradict other things we wished for or things that we thought would be cool, and then when they actually are manifest, we are entitled to complain about it because that's our right.
That's how it works.
The AI will. You can even have somebody have the AI comb through every episode of Star Wars Minute and have you saying I think George Lucas should be king because this and right. Have the AI do that.
Oh man, That's gonna be our breakthrough. Is when we can just have a computer run an algorithm and form our opinions. This is probably almost like one of those visual things that are so trendy now, but with our opinions.
Yeah.
Just have an
all you have to do is just read every word.
Borg.
Yeah. All anyone have to do is read every word in the dictionary into the computer, and you're good.
We probably have done most of them by now, right? How many episodes have we done? 10 years we've been doing it? It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So
got almost every word in there.
Yeah. Right. I think we have maybe like 30 words left.
Yeah.
Xylophone, 29.
Yeah. Esophagus. I don't know if we said that. We've probably said esophagus before.
Yeah.
94.
Yeah.
Well, you know what we haven't said in a long time? We haven't said that you should check out Dan Whitley's Rebel Force Band.
Wow,
what?
Yeah.
We haven't given him a plug in a long time, and people might have either never heard it or forgotten. But Dan Whitley composes our opening theme song, Living in These Star Wars.
Yeah.
Which is available on Spotify, and I'm assuming other digital music sources. So it's a very you should definitely check out the album. It's worth checking out. It's a nice mix of disco with really fun Star Wars lyrics.
Yeah. I love it.
From within the olden days. Dan Whitley's Rebel Force Band. Check them out. And check us out on another episode of
Star Wars Minute.
Star Wars Minute.